Welcome to Ion Technology. I'm Marcus. I've got something very cool today on today's episode. This is a custom DS-18, which is a multi-cart selector for the Sega Genesis. The original one would have been called the DS-16. So here it is, loaded up. This is made by Will's Console Modifications. I'm going to put a link to where you can get one of these. And then also MyRetroFix made this case for me. Custom 3D printed the actual case for it. It's very cool. So if you've ever wanted to actually play 8 games at once on your Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, this device would let you do that. Now back in the day, if you had a retail store or maybe a kiosk of some kind, you could set up a Genesis and hook this up to it. And with the dip switches, you can actually have it so you can either press a button over here on manual mode and toggle and just play whatever game you want, kind of like a switcher, or you can have it set to be in actual kiosk mode where after 1 minute it'll go to the next game, after 5, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, that kind of a thing. So it's pretty cool. Now I've loaded up a bunch of games. We're going to test it out. But first I'm going to talk about how I built this, which is super simple, but I'm going to show you a video. A couple things. The ribbon cable can be put on backwards, so this is the correct way to put it on, and I just double checked it. But when I was assembling it, it was a little bit tight in here in the back of this section here, and I thought, that can't be right. And so in the video that you're about to see, it is on backwards, and so this is the correct way to have it. And then the other thing I'll say is that this particular case, it's awesome, and you'll see this in a second, but the screws that it came with wouldn't fit with this design, so I actually just zip tied it to it, but it's actually holding up pretty good. I'm going to get the correct posts soon. So anyway, let's go ahead and check this thing out. It's really, really cool, and I don't know, I like it. So let's hook it up and see how it does, but first I'm going to show you the build. Alright, so here is the DS-18, the Mega Kiosk, along with the 3D printed case. So I'm going to go ahead and just build this now. I am going to do some time lapse most likely, but I figured I'd just show you guys how it all kind of goes together. So first up, yes, we do have the actual DS-18 Mega Kiosk itself, which is a very nice PCB. It's got lights to indicate which cartridge is active. So it's a really good job. And again, this is Will's willconsolemodifications.co.uk. I will put the link in the description. And then the 3D printing is done by MyRetroFix, which is awesome. He's helped me out a ton on various things, including the 3D printing for the consoleized Virtual Boy, and then also the Sega CD help with my Model 1. So we also have the cartridge itself, which has a hole cut out right here for the ribbon cable. So your ribbon cable comes out of that. The actual cartridge itself, which is like the interface for the DS-18. And then we have a sticker to apply, so it looks cool. And then the standoff posts and screws. And then these are what MyRetroFix sent me. So these are actually the LED covers for each hole, and then also a power button. Or sorry, not the power button, the toggle to toggle it over. So let's just go ahead and build it. It shouldn't take too long, and then we'll test it out after that. So this is cool. He included 2 different stickers, one for Genesis and one for Mega Drive. So we are going to use the Genesis version just because it's where I am. So let's do that. All right, so one thing I noticed is that the standoff posts on this 3D printed design that came with the kit from Will Console are really small, and they're double-sided, so they don't have like an actual post that goes one side. Anyway, the 3D printed design includes a post, which is the correct height. So what you really need is a screw to go through the board of the kiosk through here and then connect onto the back. I don't have anything that is going to fit. I have tons of computer hardware posts and different types, but nothing is quite long enough, and I don't want to risk putting the wrong pieces in or anything like that. So what I'm going to do temporarily, just to get the video done and get it assembled, is use some awesome hot pink zip ties. And so they're just going to go through each side, loop around on the back, and then I'll cut them. And it's a really quick way to just kind of mount it in here. And then once I get the correct hardware, I will clip it all off and mount it properly. Now, if you just order the kit from Will, this is fine because this is how it mounts. It's got a screw and a standoff post, and you would basically mount it down, and then on the other side attach it to something. You could attach it to a piece of anything you want, really. So it's not a bad design. It's just that for this case it actually includes the standoff posts already, so, and they're not threaded, these are just holes. So anyway, let's go ahead and put it in. All right, so there it is mounted. I think it looks fine. It's definitely secured. It's not the prettiest thing, but that's why zip ties come in handy. What can I say? All right, so it's mounted there. Now I'm gonna put the little LED lights on it. So these are the 3D printed LED pieces. All these will do is illuminate when you're switching the cartridge. Okay, and then we have the power button, which I'm just gonna wait to put that on until the next part is snapped in. Okay, so now I've got the ribbon cable pushed in. It is keyed, so in this case it folds back over itself, which is fine, as long as the top of the case doesn't push up, that I'm going to attach here in a second. The other thing is that there's some jumpers here, dip switches, which will, I guess, set the time limit of the game you're playing, because there's little numbers that say like 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 20 minute, and 30 minute, and then manual mode. So none of those are switched on, so I can definitely play around with that and see what that is, but I'm guessing it's a timer. Alright, so there it is. It is snapped into place. It seems pretty good. The button here could be like hot glued onto the post inside. But yeah, currently that's it. So basically I can take the cartridge, plug it directly into the console, and we should be good to go. Alright, so here's the actual DS-18 running in action. I'll just show you real quick here. So hooked up to my Sega Genesis Model 1, and then the ribbon cable goes right to the cart, and then right back here. So I've got a bank of 8 games. On the side over here, there's that button right over here that toggles the game order, and then the lights there on the left side all light up depending on which cart you're running. So you can see right now we're running Musha, which is of course fun. But yeah, like let's go and switch. And actually, I'm going to change the camera angle so you can see the actual unit, and we'll do it real time. So here we go, pressing it. It's now toggling to cart number 2, which is X Mutants, and it is loading on my TV right now. There, it just the capture takes a second. If you're not familiar with X Mutants, I do recommend it. It's a pretty hilarious comic book based game. But yeah, so that's pretty cool how that works. I'm pleased with the LEDs. and the way that they glow, they look definitely cool. I think the only thing I'm going to do is just lightly hot glue them down, and the button as well. And that's my next thing that I'm thinking I'm going to do, is just kind of fix that up. Let's go ahead and toggle over. I just thought I'd show you guys these random games. The other thing that's cool about this, by the way, is that you can, you know, like I said, you can have it where it sits for a minute or even 10 minutes on one cart and then switches over. So I really like that. All right, so we're gonna hit the button, and you can see the light is now on the third game, which is Contra Hardcore. So let's see if it loads. There we go. I don't know. This is really cool. He's apparently making one for the Master System as well, if he gets enough orders for this. So I think that's really neat. And again, you don't need the printed case. You could, you know, have this be standalone if you want. I just think it looks really cool. But yeah, all right. We'll flip over to the next one. This is gonna be Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Which, what a story, me trying to get this game. I could do an entire video on the issues trying to get an actual real copy of this game. Unbelievable. So here we go. That looks good. Let's switch it over here. One more. This is one of my favorite Capcom games, actually. I really like this one. Forgotten Worlds. God, I love this game. Let's just play it just for a second. It's got such a weird control. Such a weird control scheme. It's an awesome arcade game. Game over. Oh, you know what? I've had this happen before. It's something to do with the 6-button controller. How weird. I think that, I wonder if I could, we'll try it in a minute. We'll go back to that. That's funny though. Alright, so here we're going to toggle to the next one. This is a super bizarre game. I've seen that with Forgotten Worlds. I think it has to do with the 6-button controller. We'll see if I can switch it over to the mode. You just have to do that when it boots though. This is such a weird game. I think this game is so strange. It's really not very fun, but it's pretty good, I guess, if you've had a few beers, maybe. You know. Kind of reminds me of King of the Ring on NES. That's what it really reminds me of. Which is a terrible game, but also kind of funny. Alright, switch over. What do we got next? We got... Oh! Streets of Rage 2. This thing, this DS-18, which again is modeled after the DS-16, reminds me of like when you would get one of those old school, I guess it was Panasonic, I think, that makes the CD cartridges with 6 CDs. I've always liked those. But yeah, kind of reminds me of like the original CD changer in a way, you know? Alright, we'll toggle over to the last one in the row. This is another one that I really like. I really like the arcade game, which I was able to pick up, and it will be in the arcade, although it's needs quite a bit of work, but we're getting there. The Genesis version is toned down quite a bit, but it's still fun. Maybe I'll play this one for a second, then we'll go back and try the Forgotten Worlds. I forgot about that. I might even put it in just the Genesis to mess with it. Because I really do think it has something to do with the 6-button controller. One of the funniest things about this is when you're dying. I can't move! No! The arcade game does look better. Leave it to me! No! Alright. Alright. So there we go. That's pretty much it. Let's toggle back over and just look. So, as you'll see, it goes back to the first cart in the lineup, which is Musha. Now, I would end the video, but I just want to see if Forgotten Worlds will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of 6-button mode. All I'm going to do for this is I'm going to power the system off, hold down mode, and turn it on. In theory, that should do it, but I'm wondering if, now I think about it, as I switched the cartridge, I wonder if I have to hold the mode button down. So I'm going to keep it held down, and we're going to toggle over to, let's see, so there's X Mutants, Contra, Michael Jackson, Forgotten Worlds. Still holding mode. I think this is how you do it. I don't remember when you let go. Try it now. God, I can't remember. Aha, it worked. Isn't that weird? Oh, sorry. There you go, guys. It is so weird that the 6 button would screw with you that hard, but the control of this game is so awesome. Alright. That's going to do it, guys. If you like this video, leave a like. Thank you for subscribing to Sunset Hotline. And this is Ion Technology. This time it's the Mega Kiosk. Go check out Will's console modification. I'll put his link down below. Check out MyRetroFix. He's awesome as well. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Till next time, you know what to do. You're going to keep that shit retro by playing 8 games at once on your Sega Genesis later on.